Thank you for watching me. Hurricane Simulator World's Largest. Scientists began building the simulator world's largest hurricanes at the University of Miami. The machine has an aquarium that can produce winds and waves inside. It's located in the most visited city in the world, Miami. Thanks to this machine, we could foretell when naturally we will send a mega hurricane. Finally, this notice has presented you with the best news in the world, not TV. Thank you very much for.
A tornado hit the city of Acuña this last Monday in Mexico, which left more than 13 deaths and damages to more than 100 homes. The weather phenomenon occurred around 6 a.m. with an estimated of 6 seconds, 2 seconds shorter than the last tornado, but were enough to generate a real tragedy, with many injured, a dozen of dead and missed people, as the major claimed. There were strong rains before the tornado, which lasted for about 40 minutes. After that, strong winds hit some cars, throwing them a few meters forward, showing once again that nature is one of the most unpredictable forces in the world.
We are back. So, near to Putumayo there was an oil spill. This fact is worse than Casanare. This will make the biggest environmental impact in Colombia. But the people and the police are still trying to clean up the mess. In other news, the studies revealed that Colombia is the country with more animals in the world. Colombia has more animals than Croatia and other countries. It is already stated that we have found 18 new species of animals in the Colombian jungles.
Hello, good afternoon. This is CMS. Today I am going to talk about the best soccer player in the world. Messi is the best soccer player in the world. Messi is in the best team in the world. Messi is shorter than Neymar. Messi has the best wife in the world. Messi has more golden balls than Cristiano Ronaldo. And Messi is famous than Kylian Zapata. I think that Messi is the best soccer player of the world because he has some speed and highlight.
Good morning. Last minute today. Is the ways that people control how Transmillennials works, especially these people who dedicated to sell food on the Transmillennial is useless. Imagine how good will be. They were to take care of the cleaning. Some important people with high charges say that it's impossible to check if the food has no problem and there's no deal with it. And, and we still buying these things and we don't have any idea how many bacteria it can have. One periodist them in Colombia named City News past weekend confirmed the bad quality of these elements and they found out it can be dangerous for the eater. This is how they did it. They bought for products for food elements specifically an ice cream, a donut, a white bread, and some peanut butter. In two of all the stations in Bogota, then those elements were taken to the lab and they were having analysis meticulously. 1 week after, the lab have the response, and their results were unbelievable. In the ice cream, the fruit was in bad conditions and they have been manipulated with no clean control. They have found bacteria like Mesophilus and coliformes because the mishandling of the ingredients, a lot of them already old. The microbiology named Claudia Carrillo Experts in the analysis of alimony say that the elements were made with water, like all of them, but the deal with this is that the water that was used to make this ice cream wasn't potable and it present a lot of bacteria and it's not even drinkable by a human. It has a lot of contamination and big number of disease. Thank you.
Richard is in the unluckiest boy world. He never falls ill, but if he falls ill, it happens on Sunday of when his class goes on the most exciting school trip can imagine. He never get extra money, but if his Grammy gives him some coins, he loves them. His trousers pockets have holes in them. He is good student, but when he write an important class test, he his pen runs out of inks. If he has a date with a girl, his bus breaks down. His canary listen best singing beer he has ever had. But when he proudly invites a schoolmate to listen to it, the canary becomes beer of all. But Richard thinks he is very lucky. He thinks he's the lucky boy of all. Of all. He has a wonderful mom, a wonderful dad, loving grandparents, and adorable little sister, and a super life big brother. His deck mail is the funniest. Is the funniest in in the school, and the girls in this class are the pre preteens. Preteens. He has affectionate doggy and wonderful. Singing carnally. Um, Richard is always happy because he has a great heart. Um, he is the most genius boy in front. Bye, Marilama.
Welcome to the World News. Today we talk about Chernobyl, the worst nuclear disaster in the world. Chernobyl was a nuclear accident in the nuclear power plant, considered together with the Fukushima nuclear accident in Japan as the most serious in the world. It's also one of the greatest environment disasters in history. The April 26, 1986, exploded reactor number 4 of Chernobyl nuclear plant, impacting the world with greatest human and ecological tragedy of time, only by the most recent Fukushima. Since then, radiation poisoned life of approximately 8 million people in Belarus, Ukraine, and Russia. At the time, Chernobyl nuclear power plant was one of the largest in the world. It was dedicated to a strategic military program of a Soviet army. The accident occurred for a coincidence of several programs. Chernobyl plant consists of 4 reactors. The number 4 exploded in the disaster in 1986, and the number 2 was closed in December of a fire. Thanks. That's all for today. Good afternoon.
RCN News Today the week compares many things, including soccer and football. Start with soccer. Say Messi is the best player in the world, but many say Cristiano is the more popular than Messi, or Neymar is more dangerous than James, or James is the most beautiful player in the world, and Cristiano is the player more good in the world. We say apples in the fruits is more nutritious than bananas, or banana is the most nutritious in the world. Also, the strawberry is the most delicious in the world. The apples is the 14th fruit in the world. Is chontaduro is the most typical of Colombia. The durazno is the richest than the pera. They continue with brands like Nike shoes are more popular than Jordans. The Discovery are the most in the world.
Welcome to the Daily News. Today we will see how not to behave in 15 countries. Chile. Don't eat anything with your hands. Manners are more informal in country. Croatia. Don't raise your thumb, middle, and underfinger all at once. You'll be mistaken as a Serbian nationalist. Singapore. You can get fined for a lot of things. That includes feeding birds, spitting, smoking, and eating in public transport, and littering. India. Don't kiss in public. You could end up in jail. No physical contact with the opposite sex. Don't shake hands or hug unless a local said it. France. Don't expect to hug a huge amount of vegans options. No many French are vegans and how accept this practice. Don't talk about money. It's a taboo. Don't expect people to speak English. The French education system do not focus on teaching foreign languages. Japan. Don't tip. It's not part of the culture. Don't hug people. Don't hug people you just met. People don't like it. Don't stand on the wrong side of the escalator. Do what locals do. Mexico. Don't patronize people. It's a developing country, so don't imply that you're better because you're a foreigner. Don't be easily offended. Don't be easily offended. Mexicans have a big sense of humor. Nothing is off the limits. Don't be afraid to try everything. Mexicans love when you try to speak the language for parties in costumes. New Zealand. Don't confuse Kiwis with Aussies. They don't like it. Don't make fun of rugby, Lord of the Rings, or the Queen of England. New Zealanders take all these 3 things seriously. Don't freak out about people not wearing shoes. It's normal. Norway. Don't stare at naked people. Norwegians change clothes in public, but people are expected to look away. Don't ask people about church. It's considered rude, and most don't attend church anyway. Don't expect special treatment. Norwegians are informal, and most everyone is on first name basis with one another. Russia. Don't give an even number of flowers as a gift. That's only done for a deceased. Don't rely on a credit card. Many places are cash only. Don't assume that people support everything the government does. Russians often criticize their government. Turkey. Don't make the OK sign with your thumb and foreigner. It's considered obscene. Lay off the alcohol. Being drunk is seen as a disgrace. Don't blow your nose or pick up your teeth in public. These are impolite things that done in a restaurant, cafe, or a bar. United Kingdom. Don't cut in line. Queue jumping is considered a big deal. Don't ask how much money someone makes. Instead, just ask other related questions. Don't invite someone to your home. That is, unless you know them very well. Ireland. Don't say top of the morning. It's very outdated. Don't attempt an Irish accent. For the Irish, this is not such a thing, but there are only accents from regions of Ireland. Don't be cheap. Don't join for a round at pub without being able to pay for one yourself. Germany. Don't do the Nazi salute. It's a crime and you can be arrested for it. Don't stare. You will appear uneducated or mentally ill. Don't be overly friendly. Germans take time to warm up to others. Don't wish someone a happy birthday before the actual day. It's a superstition that if you do, that person could die before their birthday. Kenya. Don't disrespect religion. A large part of the population is religious. Don't be impatient. Hardly anything or anyone runs on time. Don't talk about sex in mixed company. It's considered wrong. Don't call someone by the first name. Only do this if someone uses the first name with you.
Everest loses between 70% and 99% of its glaciers in this century. After the polar regions, the Himalaya is home to the largest reserves of ice on the planet. And as the Antarctic is running out of glaciers due to climate change. A study on the impact of rising temperatures and altered monsoon shows that the ice coming down from the highest mountains of the world disappeared between 70% optimistic scenario and 99% pessimistic scenario for when I finish this century. Up to a third of the world's fresh water is in the Himalayas. It's more than 50,000 glaciers drink rivers like the Ganges, Indus, Brahmaputra, Yamuna, and the Yangtze. And its water over 1 billion people live. Therefore, it's vital to determine how global warming is affecting this area of the world. The analysis of the glaciers of the Great Mountain Range present additional change to the poles. It's shorter glacier and smaller volume, although there are up to 620 hikes. The average is just 200 meters. The terrain and high altitude are also variables to take into account.